If you listen to this script for 7 nights, you will condition your mind to favor your desire. This sentence may seem simple, but it hides one of the deepest secrets of the human subconscious. Have you ever stopped to think why some people achieve extraordinary results in their lives while others seem to walk in circles, always facing the same obstacles? Could there be a key, an invisible code that can open doors to opportunity, abundance, and miracles? And what if that key wasn't outside of you, but within, kept silent, just waiting for you to awaken it? Joseph Murphy, one of the greatest scholars of the subconscious mind, left a legacy capable of transforming destinies. He said that the subconscious is like a fertile garden. Everything you plant in it grows, whether it's a seed of fear or a seed of faith. Now, imagine what happens when, for several nights in a row, you plant powerful affirmations, watered by emotion and repeated with consistency. You create deep roots in your inner mind, roots that can no longer be uprooted because they become part of who you are. The question is, what have you been planting so far? How many times have you fed your mind with thoughts of scarcity, limitation, of I can't, of I'm not able? And how many times, on the contrary, have you told yourself that you are worthy, that you already possess the life you desire, that the universe is always in your favor? This difference in attitude is precisely what separates those who live in fullness from those who live imprisoned by their own thoughts. Throughout this video, you will realize that you are not just hearing words. You are diving into a process of conscious reprogramming, in which each phrase is like a key turning inside the vault of your subconscious. And the most impressive thing is that this process doesn't require physical effort. It doesn't require money. It doesn't require you to change everything overnight. It only requires one decision: to listen, to surrender, and to allow your mind to absorb the new programming. You might wonder, why exactly 7 nights? The answer lies in the power of habit and the openness of the subconscious when you are in a state of relaxation, especially before sleeping. During this time, the rational mind weakens and the subconscious becomes receptive, like a child ready to learn. By repeating the same affirmations for 7 nights, you create a cycle of impregnation, as if you were engraving in stone the new beliefs you wish to uphold. And here I want you to reflect. If for your entire life you have allowed words of doubt, criticism, and limitation to settle in your mind, why not give yourself the chance to replace all of that with declarations of power, abundance, and confidence? After all, if the subconscious accepts everything you feed it, why continue to feed it with what you do not want? What you are about to hear is a journey that needs to be fully experienced. It is no use listening just once and expecting miracles. True power manifests in consistency, in repetition, in the commitment to yourself. Think of it like the seed of a mighty tree. You don't plant it today and harvest it tomorrow, but each day of care strengthens the roots until suddenly the fruits begin to appear. As you go on, you will feel something curious happening within you. At first, it may seem like just a repetition of phrases, but as you progress, you will notice that some words resonate more strongly, as if awakening hidden memories, as if turning on lights in dark rooms of your mind. This is exactly where the transformation begins. The subconscious does not distinguish reality from imagination. It simply accepts what you give it with emotion. Therefore, each affirmation you hear is not just a phrase, but a new order, a new command that rewrites the way you see life. And here I need to tell you something. The final revelation of this video will be the most powerful of all. Because it's not just about repeating phrases, but about understanding what really happens when you change the way you talk to yourself. It's like deciphering a secret code that has always been before your eyes, but that only now you will be able to comprehend. Before we proceed, take a deep breath and allow yourself to be present. If this content has already touched you, if you feel it can open a new door in your life, take the opportunity to support this channel with a like and by subscribing. This way, you ensure you will continue to receive messages that can expand your consciousness and attract everything you desire. And there's more. If you wish to deepen this awakening even further, there is exclusive material that can accelerate your manifestation journey. The link is in the first pinned comment, and in it, you will find something that will resonate deeply with what we are talking about here. Click it as soon as you can, because it might be exactly what was missing to align your subconscious with your desire. Now, prepare yourself. What comes next is not just content, it is an experience. It is the chance, in 7 nights, to transform what seemed impossible into something inevitable. Because when you change your internal programming, the external world has no choice but to align with the new you. When you close your eyes at night and allow yourself to dive into the silence, there is a precious moment when your conscious mind begins to relax and give way. It's as if the guard is lowered, and behind that barrier, the subconscious opens up, ready to receive new seeds. It is in that instant that the magic happens, because everything you deposit there turns into reality, sooner or later. Joseph Murphy stated that the subconscious does not think, does not question, does not judge. It simply accepts. And that is precisely why so many people live trapped in repetitive patterns. If, since childhood, you heard phrases like, money is hard to come by, true love doesn't exist, life is suffering, these words were stored as commands. Your subconscious obeyed, and life began to reflect exactly what was recorded. But now, you have the chance to reverse this process. Listening to this script for 7 consecutive nights is like giving new orders to the subconscious. It's like saying, from now on, I choose a different reality. I accept a new story for myself. And the more you immerse yourself in this process, the more you will feel the transformation happening. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself in front of a mirror. Not the physical mirror in your room, but an inner mirror. This mirror does not reflect your appearance, but what you believe about yourself. What do you see there? Do you see limitations, failures, fears, or can you already perceive a glimmer of something greater, of a version of yourself that you have not yet fully lived? The subconscious is this mirror. It shows what you believe. But when you change the beliefs, the reflection also changes. And the most astonishing thing is that when the inner reflection changes, the entire outer reality reconfigures to match it. Therefore, every affirmation you will hear here is not just a beautiful phrase, but a reprogramming. They will act as constant drops that, night after night, carve a path and dissolve resistance. It is not about force, but about consistency, repetition, and surrender. Now imagine yourself lying down, ready to sleep. Your breathing slows, your muscles relax, and your brain waves enter a state of deep receptivity. It is at this moment that you begin to mentally repeat the affirmations that Joseph Murphy taught. And over the 7 nights, something extraordinary happens. They cease to be just words and become the new voice of your mind. Let's begin then. Allow each phrase to penetrate you as an absolute truth. I am worthy of all the good the universe has to offer. My subconscious mind now accepts abundance as my natural reality. I attract prosperity with ease because the universe is limitless. Every day, more opportunities come to me, and I receive them with gratitude. By repeating these affirmations, you are silently replacing all the phrases of scarcity you have heard throughout your life. It's like replacing an old program with a new one. It's like deleting files of pain and installing new files of power. Now, feel this next truth expanding within you. Love flows freely in my life because I am worthy of being loved and to love. I see myself in healthy relationships, full of respect and harmony. Everything in me vibrates in tune with the energy of universal love. Do you notice how little by little your mind begins to create images, anticipated memories of a future that has not yet manifested? That is the secret. The subconscious creates first in the invisible to later manifest in the visible. Joseph Murphy said that you should imagine the desire as if it were already a reality, and the subconscious will do everything to make the outer world adjust to your inner vision. This is the law. and the law does not fail. Therefore, continue listening, continue repeating, continue surrendering. Each word is a brick in the construction of your new reality. Repeat now in your mind, I am healthy, full of energy and vitality. Every cell in my body responds to the order of perfect health. My body is a temple of the divine presence and functions in absolute harmony. Do you feel the impact of these affirmations? It's as if the body itself begins to reorganize to obey the new command, because it obeys the subconscious. If you constantly tell yourself that you are sick, tired, weak, the body manifests it. But if you plant the idea of strength, healing, and vitality, the body responds equally. And just as with health, the same happens with finances, relationships, and personal dreams. The subconscious is the root. Life is just the reflection. Now, notice something important. Perhaps at some point doubts will arise, as if an inner voice is trying to say that none of this works. That voice is just the echo of old beliefs trying to resist. But every time you hear the affirmations, every time you insist on recording the new, that voice becomes weaker until it disappears completely. Continue absorbing. I am guided by infinite intelligence in all my decisions. The path of my life unfolds before me with clarity and purpose. Everything I need is already within me, and I trust in the divine flow. Do you feel the lightness here? It's as if you no longer need to control everything, as if you can rest, knowing that there is a greater force, an infinite intelligence that guides every step. This trust is what dissolves anxiety, the fear of the future, the feeling of being lost. Now, I want you to imagine tomorrow. Imagine waking up with a different feeling, as if something has changed in you overnight. Perhaps, at first, it will just be a greater calm, a silent peace. But over time, you will notice small coincidences, signs, unexpected encounters. It is the universe responding to the new programming. And it is at this point that you understand. It's not just about hearing affirmations, it's about creating a new identity. Because the subconscious does not deliver what you desire with the mind alone, but what you believe yourself to be. By listening and repeating for 7 nights, you are not just saying words, you are transforming. The final affirmations you will hear today are the most powerful because they synthesize everything that has been planted so far. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to engrave each one into your soul. I am already the person I wish to be. Everything I seek already belongs to me in the invisible and is on its way to the visible. My subconscious now accepts, with absolute faith, that I live in abundance, love, and fulfillment. The universe responds immediately to my thoughts and emotions, and I choose to think big, feel big, live big. These affirmations are the final key. They are like seals that close the entire process, ensuring that the new programming remains. And remember, listen for 7 nights. Let your mind absorb, repeat with emotion, surrender to the process. Because when the subconscious accepts, reality obeys. If at any moment you feel you want to deepen this awakening even more, the link in the first pinned comment is waiting for you. Click and discover something that can accelerate your transformation. Perhaps it's exactly the piece that was missing from the puzzle of your life. Now stay firm, continue listening, continue believing. And remember, the final revelation has already been given, and it is powerful. You do not need to wait for the future to be. You already are. The subconscious has already accepted. Reality is already being shaped. If you have come this far, something has already moved within you. Perhaps it's just a subtle sense of hope, perhaps a slight shiver on your skin, or even a silent certainty that something great is about to happen in your life. This is no coincidence. It is the sign that your subconscious has already begun to accept the new programming. Think about everything you have heard so far. Words that seemed simple, but when repeated night after night, are capable of shaping your reality. And maybe you are wondering, is it really possible that repeated phrases have such power? The answer is a resounding yes. because they are not just words. They are declarations charged with emotion, faith, and intention. They are orders sent to the subconscious, which, like a faithful servant, obeys and reorganizes your life so that the exterior reflects the interior. Joseph Murphy used to say that the subconscious is like the soil. If you plant roses, you will reap roses. If you plant thorns, you will reap thorns. The soil does not question. It simply gives life to what has been sown. Therefore, by listening to and repeating these affirmations, you are sowing a new garden within yourself, a garden of prosperity, health, love, and fulfillment. And here is something you need to understand deeply. The universe denies you nothing. It simply responds to your vibration. If you vibrate scarcity, the universe amplifies scarcity. If you vibrate abundance, the universe amplifies abundance. This is the law, and the law does not fail. So, when you set your subconscious mind to vibrate according to what you desire, the universe has no choice but to deliver. Perhaps until now, you have lived in internal battles, trying to fight against negative beliefs, against the fear of the future, against the feeling of not being enough. But from today on, you no longer need to fight. You simply replace. You simply install the new. And the new becomes stronger until the old dissolves completely, without effort, without resistance. Imagine yourself in a few weeks. You wake up in the morning and realize that something has changed. Your outlook on life is different. Situations that used to cause you anxiety now seem light. People start to react to you differently. Doors that seemed closed begin to open. And all of this not because the world has changed, but because you first changed within yourself. This is the true power of the subconscious mind. It doesn't just transform thoughts, it transforms destinies. And when you understand this, you realize there are no limits to what you can create. You can redesign your life. You can attract opportunities. You can live in fulfilling relationships. You can manifest abundance in all areas. It all starts with a simple act. Listen, repeat, believe. Therefore, I invite you to make this script a commitment. Listen to it for 7 nights. Let the words sink deep into your mind, not just as an exercise, but as a pact with yourself. A pact that from now on, you choose a new story. And if at any moment you feel the urge to go even deeper, to expand your consciousness even more, remember that in the first pinned comment, there is a special gift for you. Something that can further accelerate your manifestation process. Click and allow yourself to discover, because it might be exactly what your subconscious is asking for right now. Before we finish, I want you to hold one last reflection within you. Life doesn't happen to you, it happens through you. Everything you see outside is just a reflection of what you carry inside. And when you change inside, the outside has no choice but to align. So from today, you are no longer a hostage to circumstances. You are a creator. You are the writer of your own story. You are the one who decides which seeds to plant in your subconscious. And if you decide to plant greatness, love, and prosperity, that is exactly what you will reap. Now, close your eyes for a moment and repeat silently, I am already the person I wish to be. My subconscious has already accepted. My reality is already being transformed. Let these words echo within you, like a final command sent inward, engraved deeply, ready to manifest. If this video has touched your soul, if you felt the energy of these words, support this work by leaving your like and subscribing to the channel. This way, you ensure you will continue to receive content that can expand your mind and open new doors in your life. The journey begins now. The first step has already been taken. Continue listening for 7 nights, and when you least expect it, you will realize that the impossible no longer exists, because the universe will be by your side, obeying the new voice of your subconscious.